Did you learn anything about your team from that comeback that maybe you didn't know before, Coach?
Well, yeah, a lot of resiliency. I think I knew they were competitive. I think you knew they had that fight in them and that spirit in them. It's different to know that, though, and then watch it come together in a game of such magnitude for us and for Chattanooga, and for our offense especially, to go down there that last drive and put a touchdown drive together with 2 minutes left was really pretty incredible to see in terms of, how everybody got behind them.
I know we were just talking, the way they play, Chattanooga, a hostile environment on the road, it says something about the strength of the conference and the top half of the conference on any given day, and we'll learn this over the course of the next 3 or 4 weeks. It's going to be a slugfest all the way down to the wire in this conference, won't it?
Yeah, no, it is. I think you better, I think as a football team, you better look at, how you're preparing your guys. You better get them ready to play on Saturday because it's going to be physical. From here on out, it's going to be tough. It's going to be you're going to have to grind every inch out and earn everything. And that you look at just the games up and down. I mean, that's the way it's going to be. So they're a good football program. Their head coach has done a tremendous job, and they're only going to continue to get better.
Pretty good football program you're playing this weekend. In a weird way, you guys have been in almost SoCon playoff mode in last week and probably the rest of the way. This week, does it provide a weird kind of a respite or a break from that mindset where you can go on in a non-conference game, forget about all the ramifications, just go out there and play football for 60 minutes?
Yeah, I think that's the way I think that's exactly how we're going to approach it. I mean, I don't think anybody, expects us to be in the football game or expects us to give them much of a game, So our thought process is, let's go down there, let's prepare as well as we can. Let's go down there and compete hard, for 60 minutes, and let's just try to execute as well as we can. If we can do that, it'll get us in better position, moving forward for what we want to do in terms of trying to win this conference and get into the playoffs.
From a defensive standpoint, I know often a team tries to take away one weapon, the biggest weapon from an opposing offense. They got some weapons out there. Is it less of that type of mindset? Do you just go in there and say, let's play the best defense we can because they've got Lawrence, they've got Etienne, they've got the wide receivers. It's hard to focus on taking one facet of their offensive way.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue with these guys when you go play them as an FCS school. I mean, first thing you're looking at is who do we take away, offensively or defensively, and I mean, you go down through the list. I mean, where does it stop? It's 6, 7, 8 guys on offense, and then on defense they got a plethora of players that they're obviously playing at a really high level. So yeah, there's a little bit of that for sure. Where I mean, who do you take away? And it's not a matchup that's advantageous for us. Obviously across the board. So we're going to have to figure out a way to get some stops on defense. We're going to try to figure a way to grind it out on offense and try to move the sticks as much as we can and control the clock and see if we can't, keep it close for as long as we can and try to give them a little bit of a game.
But finally, I want to make this clear. They're going to be a prohibitive favorite. Your goal is to win the football game. Your goal is to compete. It's a great opportunity, both team-wise and for some of these guys, individual-wise, to play in that type of atmosphere.
Yeah, I think as a competitor, even as coaches, I mean, you want to go compete against the best. And, I mean, Coach Sweeney is arguably one of the best head coaches in the country right now. And, Coach Venerable's down there. I've known him, and he's a great defensive coordinator and their offensive coordinator. So, yeah, as a coaches, you look at that, and then I know as players, they're going to be excited to go. I mean, they're going to be excited to go match up against the best and the best, and they understand that. They know who the Clemson Tigers are. They know who they are as players and as a program, and I think they'll be excited to go compete and, lay it on the line for 60 minutes.
I think we learned that we're a very resilient football team, and, we could get it done. But, of course, in every football game, there's a few plays that, you would love to have back, some that you've seen before that maybe you could have played a little differently. But, I mean, it's football. You're gonna make plays. You're going to miss some plays. But I feel like we're a team that knows how to win in the end.
Yeah, a 5-game win streak. All of a sudden, people are starting to wake up again and realize that Wofford's not going anywhere. Can you make a comparison on how you guys feel now, beginning of the year, and the progression over the last 2 months?
Well, I feel that our vision has never changed. I mean, we knew even after South Carolina State we were like, we still control our own destiny. After Sanford, we were still like, okay, now we got to go. You know, it's go time. And Coach Conklin has, instilled that in us that we need to keep fighting, keep getting better, try to get 3% better every day in practice. And I feel like we've done that these past 5 games.
How about for you, Darron? I mean, you had a tough act to follow with guys like Devin and Domo, and you learn under their tutelage for a number of years, and then you kind of get your opportunity now. Talk about your mindset this year as the starter and the things that you've tried to accomplish so far.
Well, my mindset has been just to go out and play my style of football. You know, I want to keep getting better as well. You know, I want to develop into being like a shutdown corner. And, you know, I feel like I do a very great job tackling. It's definitely plays that I wish I could have back in every game, but I make my plays, and, I'm developing as well.
All right, little ball game this weekend. Get to play in front of 80,000 people. The older guys may be used to it. The younger guys are going to run out there and probably be a little starry-eyed during warm-ups and things like that. How do you balance the cool factor of playing on a big stage with having to concentrate on, just 100 yards of football once the whistle blows?
Well, I mean, I know it's definitely going to be a sight to see. I've never experienced anything like it. But, I mean, Clemson is a great organization from top to bottom. Great coaches, great players. And we get to see where we stack up against the best of the best. And as a competitor, that's what you live for. You want to, see where you stand up. And I feel like this will help us in the end, seeing after playing such great talent, going into 3 conference games, we're going to be a little bit at ease, like maybe feeling a little bit more confident after this game.
I think I always knew we were resilient as a whole. The O-line able to step up, execute the pass protection, quarterbacks, receivers being on the same page. Just shows that we're really, we're growing as a team all the way from that South Carolina State game where we struggled as an offense. I think we're really starting to hit our stride.
And now, Saturday, pretty good opportunity. I think that's the word of the week is opportunity. Look, we all know about Clemson. They're physically talented. They're well coached. They're the defending national champions. But for you guys, you're going to go out. You're going to try to win the game. You're going to try to compete. What mindset do you bring into this week?
I think it's the margin for error, as we were discussing earlier. So if we understand that our margin of error is so small for this game, I think that's only going to help us continue to dominate the Southern Conference after we leave this game. So we understand that we have to be perfect this game. And in execution and physicality, everything that goes into it, we actually have to be perfect. So and we're excited for the opportunity in that challenge.
This is going to sound weird, but does it almost present a break for you mentally? The pressure of the ramifications of the Southern Conference games this last month, that's not there this week. Is it a little mentally refreshing almost?
Yeah, I think I would say so. I think it provides a different type of excitement this week. So I think the Southern Conference a little more stressful. I think this week is more just excitement, like opportunity to go against the best, to really test what we're building here.
For you individually, you're going to go up against some guys whose heights and weights you don't see in Southern Conference programs individually, and you know something about the guys that you'll face across the line. How do you take that as an individual challenge?
I would say for at least most of the guys on our O-line, we've always been told we're a little too short, we don't weigh enough, and I think we all have a little chip on our shoulder, so I think it will be very interesting to see what we can execute on Saturday. I think we're a pretty good O-line, and we're going to give it our best shot.
Final question. The atmosphere of playing in front of 80,000 people and playing on national TV, things like that. Do you worry at all about getting a little starry-eyed out there, or the field's still 100 yards long and everything between the lines is the same? How do you balance that out pre-game and then once the whistle blows?
I would say as a center, especially the Joe and I's relationship. I mean, especially the snap count, getting all that executed. I think that's going to be a challenge, but I think we'll work on that at practice a lot this week. But other than that, I think once the game starts, that first hit happens, and we understand that we can't be worried about anything else other than blocking that guy in front of us. That's going to take plenty of attention this week. So I think after that, we'll be ready to go.